To save you from the secondhand embarrassment that was the Game of the Year show, I wanted to have a rundown of the games that I think are worth talking about. I'm not going to be showing the winners of the Game Awards because you can just Google that. And if you want to watch the entire stream uncut, you can watch my reaction stream where you can see amazing moments like this.
And then inside, it gets real cozy.
I'm sorry, I can't stand her. For everybody else, let's get into the games. Thick as Thieves was a PvPvE stealth game. Seems like an interesting and unique concept. I'll keep an eye on this one, but I don't really know if I'm sold on it yet. It's kind of got that super generic art style that so many games have adopted as of late. As much as I'm thirsting for a stealth game, I'm not really thirsting for a PvP stealth game. So I hope there's some sort of co-op. Then there's Hyora, and this is being made by the Core Keeper developers. Core Keeper is a fantastic game I would highly recommend that is basically top-down Terraria, so I kind of find it funny that the developers are doing a perspective shift and essentially making their own Terraria knockoff. But it being the Core Keeper devs, I have high hopes and am very excited for this one. We also got a cinematic trailer for The Witcher 4, which those of us in the game community already knew that this game was announced, but it was nice to see something representative of it. We didn't see any gameplay, so who knows how far it is from release. Something that really surprised me out of this showcase was Elden Ring Night Rain. This is a standalone experience, so you're gonna have to buy it separately from Elden Ring, which is highly co-op focused and revolves around the day-night system. Regardless of how weird this game looked to me, I'm definitely sold on the premise. Elden Ring being one of my favorite games, I'm obviously a little bit biased. Verticality looked a lot better, it looked like traversal was a lot better. It's a pretty weird looking game for FromSoft. Oh, and the creator of Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian is cooking up a new game. We didn't get to see much, but I'm really excited for this one just because of the pedigree of that developer. But if I had to guess, this game's probably 10 years away. Oh, and the Take-Two developer has been working on a new game that looks exactly like Take-Two. Personally, I'm not really excited for this. I hated Take-Two, but it's definitely a game worth mentioning. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not gonna be good. Borderlands 4 also was shown off. We had a super generic cinematic trailer and a very small amount of gameplay that just looked like the same as all the other Borderlands games, but I'm sure fans of the series are excited. Oh, and we got this game called Project Century, which is being made by the Yakuza developers. The world itself looks spectacularly detailed, but I don't know enough about the gameplay to be excited. Turok is also back from the dead. What the hell? I loved the Turok games growing up, but as the IP was handed from one company to another, it steadily just became more and more of a generic shooter that couldn't keep up with the top shooters of the time. Oh, and a little addendum, I noticed on the Steam page this is actually being made by Saber Interactive, which are the same developers that made Space Marine 2. So this might actually be a huge resurgence of the franchise. Helldivers had a new trailer teasing a new enemy and a new vehicle, the Warthog. We got a sneak peek at a new Onimusha game, which looked really rough from the limited gameplay we saw. Nexon's been cooking up a new dungeon fighter game, which looks like a gacha game, but the fact that it's Nexon means it's going to have more combat depth than something like Genshin Impact. They showed Dying Light the Beast. As much as I loved the previous entries, I don't know if I'll be getting this one, but it did look pretty good. The Overcooked developers have been working on a new project, and I immediately got excited because me and my wife love Overcooked, but then when I saw that it was this weird split screen perspective thing, I don't know how interested I am. I think that these developers do fantastic party games, but this just didn't interest me. What else? There's a new Game of Thrones game coming out, a little too late. The Last of Us 2 is being ported to PC. The Payday developers are working on a new game that looks exactly like Payday, but in a new universe. Oh, there's a new Sonic racing game coming. They didn't really show anything for it, but I'm excited for that. And that new Mafia game is supposedly releasing in summer 2025, which means there's still hope that GTA 6 won't get delayed from its October release. The point being is Mafia is under the same publisher, and it's the same type of game as GTA, so there's no way in hell that these two games would release so close to each other because they would be directly competing into each other's profits, and the publisher doesn't want that. Maybe Mafia will end up releasing and GTA will get delayed. They also announced a new Okami game, so that's pretty neat. Crimson Desert got teased again, which I'm excited enough for this one. It looks pretty good. Apparently it's supposed to have co-op, but not at release. And the last big reveal was Naughty Dog's new game. I think it's called Intergalactic or something. If I'm being perfectly honest, this trailer was weak as hell. I was pretty excited at first, but the trailer just kept going and didn't really show anything to get me excited. Still, the fact that it's Naughty Dog means it's going to be a masterpiece. Oh, and lastly, I wanted to include this clip of my reaction to the Game of the Year because it kind of summarizes the entire show.
And the Game of the Year is...
Gotta be Erdtree, right?
Astrobot!
Holy they gotta sell the PS5 Pro. They're so desperate to sell the PS5 Pro.